Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Playmore69, aka Michael, and this is the All in All Podcast, episode 11. Welcome back to the show, everyone. In this episode, it'll be a little bit of a drama-filled episode, I guess you could say. This is more of an impromptu episode, an episode that I didn't think I would really upload because I've actually, spoiler alert, have already recorded episode 11 of the All in All Podcast, but it'll be turned into episode 12 because this episode will be going out beforehand, because obviously this episode will be a little bit more relevant to the time, but obviously in 2 weeks drama blows over on the internet, so it's not going to be that relevant in 2 weeks. So I wanted to get this episode out basically as soon as possible, so it'll actually be coming out before Friday. I know usually Friday is my normal upload date, but I'll probably upload this a little bit before Friday. I'll also be busy a little bit the next couple of days, so I just want to upload it and make sure I can get it up before Friday and, really just give my take on this drama for how kind of crazy it's been. But as you can tell from the title, Hasan and Vaush were banned off of Twitch for using the C word. Now, at least on Twitch, we don't know if that word has been banned yet, but for YouTube, you can still say it, and that's cracker. It's a racial slur against white people, apparently. Now, as a white person, I don't really find it offensive, but other people would beg to differ. And basically, Hasan went off on this rant about cracker, or saying it, because 2 of his mods actually got banned for saying cracker in his chat right before this. So a Twitch mod, one of the higher-ups, actually banned 2 of Hasan's mods that were saying it in his chat. Now, I'll start off by saying that if you're already having mods saying a cracker in your chat, that's probably not the best mods out there. I would probably look for getting better mods. Because if someone is doing something bad in your chat, Hasan is a controversial figure. We all know that. So his chat is pretty controversial. There's a lot of people in there that are probably saying a lot of weird things. And even if those people are saying very hateful or racial things, whatever, or sexist things or misogynistic things, whatever, whatever these bad people are saying, the mods of the chat, their job is to ban those people or delete their messages, not start fighting hate with hate, because that's literally what's happening here. They're using this slur, because that's what it is. Now, when I say slur, not all slurs are equal. Obviously the N-word is infinitely worse than, cracker, for instance. But again, it's kind of like fighting fire with fire. Why even do that? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, at least I'll give Hasan the benefit of the doubt, because Hasan does appeal to a very young audience. So I think that he has a very young fan base, and maybe the 2 of his mods that got banned for saying cracker, maybe they were younger type of teenagers, maybe young adults. Maybe they just didn't have a lot of experience being a mod, and maybe they got too power hungry, or too, I guess you would say, just overcome with power in that way. At least that's kind of my opinion that I'm coming to, because I just don't feel or don't see how a Twitch mod who mods Twitch chats and make sure to delete messages from hateful users and ban accounts, I just do not see how they would say something like this. Like, obviously these 2 people were not good mods. Should they have been banned by Twitch staff? Well, according to Twitch's terms of service, which I will leave a link in the description, I saw it last modified in April of this year. It does explicitly say in there, no words can be used to discriminate against someone's color, race, ethnicity. So whatever you want to paint, quote unquote, the white is, I don't know if you want to paint it as a race or an ethnicity or a color even. Any of those things, it falls under one of those categories. So they obviously were against the TOS, and I think it was kind of justified for the Twitch mods that were actually in Hasan's chat to delete two of his mods' accounts, because apparently both their accounts got deleted. Now, this is when Hasan went off and started saying the word cracker a lot. He actually said it in a couple of his previous live streams on Twitch, and his VODs were actually being deleted over the past couple of days because he was saying it so much. And I guess that's where kind of Twitch failed in a way, because they were kind of dancing around the issue for a while. They weren't really addressing it. They were kind of playing this like back and forth of like Hasan would say cracker in one of his live streams, and then they would just like delete his VOD after he's done streaming. Which on its surface level is, I guess, the right thing to do, if they weren't 100% sure. But I would think after a couple of days they would come to a conclusion and say like, hey, we need to make a decision on this. And they finally did, because he got banned today. I think it was early this morning when he ended his stream. He got banned. I think it was the 14th. But he got banned, and apparently it will be a 7-day ban. And I mean, really, when it comes to bans on Twitch, it's usually like a 3-day ban or a 24-hour ban or a 7-day ban. Any of those bans are basically a vacation for the streamer. I mean, Hasan, he's going to have some time off. He's going to be able to film some of the podcasts he's on. He's going to be able to film with other Twitch streamers or YouTubers. He's going to be able to go out with friends and really just relax for a week. And then he's going to be able to come back and probably hold like 70,000 or 80,000 viewers on his first stream back, because everyone's going to be really wanting that stream back with him. So really this is beneficial for Hasan in the long run. And I guess that really the question comes to mind for me is, will this affect his Twitch contract? Because we all know that if you know anything about Twitch, Hasan is basically their golden boy. He has a very good exclusive Twitch contract. He makes a lot of money from Twitch. I've heard that he has probably one of the best Twitch contracts out there, probably next to Summit and XQC. Twitch really likes Hasan, and I don't think this will affect his contract, but this might affect him signing with Twitch again. I'm not saying that Hasan will wind up on YouTube in a year or two, but I wouldn't be surprised if Twitch themselves were like, hey, this guy's a brand risk. He's already been banned. This is his 3rd ban already. Maybe we shouldn't re-sign him. I don't know. It's something to think about. And it really got me learning from this kind of controversy or this kind of drama is like, what can we learn from the situation? Because you can learn a lot of things from these drama situations. And really what I learned was embrace consistency. I think even Vaush said this himself, but when you are a social justice warrior like Hasan says he is, and I'm not that much of a social justice warrior. I mean, I do preach social justice because I am a liberal, but I'm not a diehard by any means. I know Hasan seems to be. He's a very far left individual. But I try to argue this in good faith and try to come at it from a good perspective, or at least a somewhat neutral perspective, that Hasan needs to be consistent. He needs to realize that discriminating based on anyone's race is bad. Just because someone is not being racist towards black or brown or anyone else but white people, yes, you should defend everyone, but people being racist towards white people is still bad too, even though it, doesn't happen as often probably. But you should still probably say something against that and say, hey, we should treat everyone with respect. I think that that's like one of the main core kind of ideologies with social justice, is that everyone, no matter your race, your ethnicity, your sexuality, should be treated with dignity and respect. And it doesn't look like Hasan seems to carry that same kind of ideology when it comes to white people. He seems to only apply that when it comes to everyone but white people. Like, everyone other than white people is oppressed, and they are, destined to fail in life because the white overlords are not going to let them succeed. And every single white person has all the power, and you cannot be racist towards them because they already have all the power. And racism is a power dynamic, not someone being prejudiced between or against someone's race. And it's just one of those things that I think Hasan needs to learn to embrace, is consistency with social justice. And if he learns to embrace that, I think Twitch will even like him a lot more, because this is a controversy that might stick around for him. And in the same light, I think that there was other examples of like slurs that, well, some that obviously we know that are slurs, but some we might not think of as slurs. For instance, the N-word, obvious racial slur. We all know that. Cracker, now we know that Twitch sees it as a racial slur, and we have to, obviously, I think, define it as such. There's also other racial slurs such as like Karen, or, well, this isn't a racial slur, this is a misogynistic slur. So Karen would be misogynistic against women, primarily white women, but really just women in general. Same thing with the F word, bundle of sticks, against someone's sexuality. Same thing. That is a slur in itself, And these slurs are something that the social justice movement, or all of the people at least behind the social justice movement, really go up against and say like, hey, we should not say these whatsoever. But I guess I would argue, as more of a centrist liberal, is that context matters. I'm not like 100% libertarian free speech type of person. I definitely think that these words probably shouldn't be spoken to just people on the streets if you're not trying to make a joke, but really what it comes down to is context. So saying the N-word or cracker or Karen or the F word or whatever, if it's said in the right context, like for instance a joke, I think people could say that. But if it's actually used to, like, for hate or discrimination against someone, that's when it becomes the problem. And that's obviously when it became the problem here, because Hasan was not using cracker in like a joking manner. He was saying it against white people in his chat, or he was calling chatters, obviously cracker, and that's really what got him banned. And to me, that was very justified, at least on the surface level. He wasn't following the Twitch terms of service. And I know Hasan, he's even said many times that he really dislikes the Twitch terms of service because he feels that it applies way more to him than it does to other people. And what I would say to that is, Hasan is a top 10 Twitch streamer. There's really no denying that. He is top 10 in views. He's top 10 in subscribers. He is top 10. And, it really shouldn't be like this, but sadly it is that if you are a top streamer, the TOS, the Twitch terms of service, matters a lot more to you, and you must follow it to a T in order to keep your position. Because yes, there are a lot of smaller streamers out there that in their chats or even their broadcasts themselves, they might say some slurs. They might say these things and get away with them. But again, these are people who have maybe 10 to 20 viewers. There's not a Twitch mod in their streams, but there are Twitch mods in your stream. Basically every time you stream, you have to remember, if you're holding 30, 40, 50,000 views consecutively on Twitch, and you have like 40, 50,000 subscribers on Twitch, you're making Twitch a lot of money, you have a big contract with them, you have to follow the Twitch terms of service to a T. And even though that might be very unfair, at least he lives in a $3 million mansion. Yeah, very easy joke to make, but again, it's like if you're really getting that butt hurt over the Twitch terms of service, just remember you live in a $3 million mansion. Most Twitch streamers don't live in a $3 million mansion, but that's really besides the point. But anyways, I wanted to move on to Vaush's ban as well, because Vaush's ban really confused me. This one I don't feel was justified in any way. I mean, I guess because he did use Cracker, but at the same time, it really made no sense because he was using it in a very constructive way. He wasn't calling people in his chat Cracker. He was literally using it as an example, as like, hey, Cracker's bad because of this. You know, it's putting an entire group of people as a slur, and you know, it's like hateful, discriminatory, whatever. And he also used the example for the F word. He also used it for Karen. And it made a lot of sense that he was using these words in a very constructive manner. He was using them as examples. And I'll actually include the clip of him using these words. It's actually a clip off of his YouTube channel. But it very much confused me why Twitch actually banned Vaush because of this. And the funny thing about Vaush is that, well, Hasan only got a 7-day ban. But Vaush, apparently, for how many times he's been banned from Twitch, he's had a very rough history on Twitch. It doesn't seem like he's had a very nice history on Twitch. Apparently, he's been banned a lot, but this ban, at least from what I know, is permanent. Now, I don't think it's permanent, but it definitely might hurt Vaush in the end if he can't get this rescinded with Twitch. But this might be the end of Vaush on Twitch. I don't know, but from what I've been able to find online, this ban is indefinite. So maybe he can appeal it, maybe he can't. We'll have to wait and see. And I guess really the final topic coming in is this really doesn't connect any with the kind of Twitch drama over the word cracker, but this is just one of my observations that I kind of thought about when thinking about this controversy, and I actually thought about it when I saw Vaush's live stream today. Yeah, Vaush's live stream. So, YouTube is looking more and more desirable than Twitch day by day. Like there's no easy way to say that, but that's just the case from what I see, and I think a lot of people are seeing this as well. So YouTube and Twitch have always been like in a battle with each other, and for the longest time, Twitch was where you live stream, YouTube is where you upload videos. That was just the case. But YouTube live streams have come a long way. It used to, not really be a thing, and when it first became a thing, it was very buggy, very glitchy. Not a lot of people watched, but over the years, YouTube has built up their live streaming platform a lot. And it has resulted in a lot of people switching over to YouTube. And it's also resulted in a lot of Twitch streamers being bought off from Twitch to go to YouTube, like Tim the Tatman, Valkyrae, Ludwig now. A lot of big Twitch streamers have moved over to YouTube. And that's also to do with the fact that YouTube is a lot more free, Their terms of service is a little bit more light, I would say. You can say cracker on YouTube and not be banned, nothing's going to happen to my channel. I could say the N-word right now and probably nothing would happen to my channel. I might get demonetized, but I'm not even monetized at this moment. But I'm not going to say the N-word to find out. But YouTube is a little bit lighter on their terms of service, which I think is a good thing. It allows for a broader audience. It allows for you to say kind of more things and not get punished by them. And, I think that's really where YouTube is kind of like ahead on Twitch, is they have a really good live streaming platform, and they don't ban for words like cracker or the N-word or the F word or Karen or anything like that. And again, I said that Vaush, I saw his live stream today, and you're probably asking, well, how did you see his live stream? Well, he actually live streams on, or dual streams on both Twitch and YouTube normally, and he was banned off Twitch, but he was actually able to stream on YouTube today, no problem. He actually he peaked at like over 10,000 viewers today, I think I've seen, and he streamed on YouTube like a normal stream, like nothing happened. And it was funny because he was reacting to videos talking about his ban, and he was streaming. I just found that pretty ironic. But yeah, really not much came from dual streaming Vaush. He was able to just continue on his day, react to videos, do his normal stream, and he had no problem. And I think that's something to remember, because these dual streamers have a lot of play in them, or a lot more leeway, because if they get banned off of one platform, well, they were always streaming on another platform. Same thing, I think about another political streamer just like Vaush and Hasan, like Destiny. He streams on Twitch and on YouTube, so he dual streams. And if he gets banned off Twitch, which Twitch is more likely to ban, he could always continue streaming on YouTube, and he gets a couple thousand views on YouTube as well. So it really just makes sense at that point. But if Twitch is so easily or so eager to ban people, they're banning people so easily now for little things like this, there might be more Twitch streamers thinking like, hey, I might go the Ludwig route, or the Tim the Tatman route, or the Valkyrie route, or anything like that. Maybe I could try to get a contract with YouTube. And if I get a contract with YouTube, I could say more things on my live stream and not have to worry about getting banned. Or maybe they wouldn't take an exclusive deal at all and maybe dual stream, kind of like what Vaush and Destiny do. So those are really my thoughts on the topics today. I didn't really have much to say about them, and I didn't want to make this episode too long, really because I didn't think I could make this really any longer without making it boring. But as for the links, I will leave a link to the clip on Vaush's channel where he actually got banned for saying cracker and Karen in a very constructive way. I'll also leave a link to the terms of service for Twitch. And I will finish by talking a little bit about my channel and the future of this podcast. So I actually talk about it a little in the next episode, which again has already been pre-recorded. But I just wanted to say that I am trying to come up with more topics that actually I can do more of a video podcast on, because I say this in the next episode as well, but I'll reiterate it here if you don't watch it. But basically, I'm trying to make a podcast where it is a video on YouTube and not just an audio on YouTube that so happens to be a video. Because since this is a YouTube exclusive podcast, I'm trying to actually make it a video. Now, really my only quote unquote video podcast has actually been episode 10, which was the episode previous to this, which was my podcast tier list. And that was really my first quote unquote video podcast. And I want to do more like that because this is a YouTube exclusive podcast, and I just feel I'm trying to put out better content. I'm trying to put out higher quality content, because obviously just recording audio and then slapping a thumbnail is super easy, but I wanted to do a little bit more than that. And I know that in order for this podcast to like take off anywhere, it probably has to have some sort of video behind it, even if it's just light editing or it's actual like video included in the podcast. So I'm trying to think of things to kind of include, like I'm trying to think of more topics, like the political compass test. I've thought about doing that as a topic. I think that could be a good video podcast, probably go over an hour maybe. But as always, I don't have many podcast episode ideas, and I don't want to become like a drama channel where I just talk about drama, because again, this podcast was very easy to do because it's literally just Twitch drama, and it literally just happened today. So all I had to do was take a couple notes down and come home, click record, and then record an easy podcast. But I don't want that to just be my podcast. I don't want to be known as a drama channel, because my most viewed podcast, it now has like 160 views, which I thank you so much for that. But it's about drama. It's the Vsojo drama. And this one, we're only 2 episodes later, 1 episode in between. So episode 9 was Vsojo. Episode 10 was the tier list. And now episode 11 is going to be another drama podcast. And I don't want my podcast to just be drama. I don't want to like record multiple drama podcasts in a row, because to me, they're just way too easy. Because if drama happens, it's like super easy to talk about, super easy to record. And then it feels almost like a view grab in a way, because it's like, oh, I just report the drama right when it happens, upload it, easy views. And I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I really just wanted to talk about this because I've talked about in my past episodes about kind of YouTube versus Twitch, and that a lot of YouTubers or a lot of Twitch streamers are probably going to be moving over to YouTube in the next year or two. And I feel that drama, or this drama that happened today, kind of fits into that. I think that, I don't know that, but in my head, I'm really kind of thinking that Hasan might be seeing YouTube as more desirable than Twitch now, especially because he has a big YouTube following. He's got almost 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. So he's like way far past like other political streamers, even if you want to categorize him as that, as like Vaush or someone like Destiny. So I think Hasan sees Twitch as, or I think Hasan sees YouTube as kind of viable now. Now, I can't obviously conclude that, but that's really kind of my prediction, and we'll have to wait and see with his Twitch contract. Anyways, I think that's about it for this podcast. If you had any topics that you want me to cover, please put them in the comments down below. If you liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, see ya.